Oh my gosh, your progress pictures. And I also want to highlight your hotel meals too.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're traveling, it's a huge thing to know,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
All right. Welcome to Mastering Menopause. Thank you so much. So I am joined by Jen Kons, and is that how you say your last name?
Yep, you're right.
Okay, good. And so she's a client of ours, and she started in, let's see, when did you start? That I want to say it was in November.
It
Yeah,
was.
around the middle of November. So we're like just about 2 months in and starting to see like we're getting some action, right? With a little bit of weight loss and some measurements. Do we have a total on how many inches you've lost?
I think I'd have to check with Sandy, but I think it's right around 5.
Okay. It might be actually a little bit more. Okay. No, that looks right. So awesome. And then I'm seeing your pictures, right? I'm not going to share your pictures, but you can definitely like see the difference. And so I just wanted to, kind of touch base with you and see like, what your experience was like and, what were you dealing with before you came to us at Katalyst Fitness?
So I was extremely frustrated because I was hardly eating anything. I wasn't doing a ton of cardio anymore, but I had joined the gym and I was kind of aimless in the gym, didn't really have a plan. And I was just complaining to my family how difficult it was. And my daughter just made the comment. She's like, Mom, you eat like a bird. You have to eat more food. Your body can't eat like that. And I was just terrified of eating more food because every time I ate more food, I just felt like I gained weight and I could not stop the cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not uncommon, right? To have, this isn't the first time I've heard like a daughter saying, you're just not eating enough food, right?
Right.
And almost every single client comes in with this experience, right? So it's not like I'm just eating whatever and I don't know what's going on, right? I'm just not eating a lot, or maybe some people don't realize that they aren't eating enough.
Right.
But, maybe you came to that conclusion. I know when we talked, your job too is stressful and, it has a little bit of its challenges with traveling as well. And I know you were kind of wondering, like, how is this going to work? And I'm like, we're going to have to figure out the plan, right? And that's what the coaching is about, is figuring that out because everybody's different.
Well, I remember my intake with you too. And you're like, I just want you to track what you're eating. Don't, make it better or worse, just record everything you're doing. And then when I finally met with you, you're like, Jen, we have nothing to work with here. You're averaging 900 to 1200 calories a day. She's like, and you go, we're not going to drop your calories.
Right.
And I was like, well, then what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And I was worried. You're like, well, you told me the plan. And I just said, and I thought in my head, what if this doesn't work and I gain more weight? And you like, I remember you saying this, you're like, your situation is not special. Every person that's coming to me is in your situation. And I'm just like, but what if I'm not,
I know. And that is so common, right? But but no, I think this isn't, we always have that in the back of our head, but this isn't going to work for me because I have this, right? And I'm not like this person, or like nobody's the same, right? But it's still, I haven't seen such a special case where this just doesn't work, so
right.
it's really about the energy balance. And then, so here we are, right? And it's like, all right, well, guess what, Jen, we're going to give you more calories because that's what we need to do to get you to maintenance. And so how was that?
You know what? I couldn't have signed up at a better time. I was dreading it because of the holidays, and I really didn't understand the program when I first started with you. It was actually the best time to start because I really enjoyed the holidays. Yeah. And I didn't feel the guilt. And it's not that you're just eating. I mean, you do give us a plan. It's not like we're just eating whatever, but I did have room for things that I hadn't eaten in a long time, and I didn't feel guilty about it.
Yeah, I love that. That was a good marketing ploy too, right? It was
It
in the
was.
November and the December. It was like, hey, this is the perfect time to sign up. And then I had a couple people call me out like, no, it's not. I want to enjoy my holidays. I'm like, you don't get it. You get to enjoy your holidays.
It was great. And I appreciated it a ton. And then we kind of came into January and then we started cutting. So it was great timing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were saying earlier it's like kind of a little bit of a slow process, but I know you shared a win like a couple weeks ago. So finally seeing some movement, happening. So, you lost 5 inches, and then I think you said it was 6 pounds or 8 pounds?
It was 6.5. Yeah.
6.5 pounds. Yeah. So,
Which is the most I've lost in about 10 years, I feel like.
yeah. But
Mhm.
we also focus on measurements. And so we know that that's like fat loss, so
Mhm.
working on doing the workouts. How are the workouts working for you?
I actually love the workouts. I really was aimless in the gym. I told you I have a membership and I would show up and I was doing pretty good. After I was following your TikToks, I started eating more protein and I started,
Yeah.
lifting heavier than I ever had before, but I still didn't have a plan. So I love the app. I really try hard to push myself too. I am increasing weight.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. So in Planet Fitness, like it's so great with what you're a traveling nurse. You can find a Planet Fitness almost everywhere, right?
You can, and I mean, I don't stay in bad places, so usually the gyms are really nice where I stay at too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So speaking of hotel, you shared a picture with me a few weeks ago traveling, and I think people use it as an excuse that they can't hit goals, right?
Mhm.
And you're like, the screenshot that you said, you're like on point, right? And you just went to, I think it was Walmart, and stocked up.
Walmart has everything, and I'm not a walking advertisement, but I've started incorporating that in my trips. So when I land, I get my car and I go right to Walmart and I get my groceries. In my suitcase, I already packed the scale and several Tupperware containers and baggies. And I always bring protein powder with me
Yeah.
and some bars. So it actually has been working out really, really well.
Awesome. Yeah. Going through security, they're like, it always takes a little longer because I have all these baggies of the protein powder, right?
Yeah, actually, it's been tested once or twice too through TSA, but that's fine. I'm
Oh,
fine.
really?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
I have like my collagen in one, and then I have which is smaller. I have
same.
electrolytes in another one, and then I have the bulk of the protein powder. So yeah, they're just like, what is going on here?
Plus, I have all my medical device supplies, so they probably just think I'm crazy, but that's fine.
Right.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's really, you have to make it happen for you, right? It's not hard, but it does take effort,
it
you know?
takes a lot of effort, but I don't mind doing it. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together, especially when you're figuring out your macros.
Yeah,
And I'm not a cook at all.
same.
I know, but I figure it out still, and I just have the essentials that I need, and I seem to make it.
Yeah,
And I usually end up needing carbs, and then I have my treats, and I get happy by that.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of an assembly cook myself, just getting the ingredients together and just putting them together, so.
Right, right.
What's your go-to breakfast?
I love the Kodiak protein oatmeal, the chocolate chip. That is my favorite.
That's the ready-made, you just add the water to it?
Just add the water. It's awesome for traveling. Yep. And then
How much protein's in that?
I think it's 12 grams.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And then I have the collagen in my coffee. And then I usually have, if I'm at home, I usually have some sort of breakfast sausage, the healthy, no hormone. And you can usually get around 20 grams of protein from that. And then I have Greek yogurt with fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
really that easy,
it really is. It
You
really
just have
is.
to have it, having it is half the battle, of course, but
That's 95% of it.
yeah,
Having it stocked
exactly.
at the house. Yeah.
And then I assume that you're going out a lot for meals, right?
When I'm working,
Yeah.
I like this week, I only had one meal out, and that was my lunch today because I ran out of all my groceries. But
Okay.
yeah, but at my hotels I stay at, I usually have a fridge so I can stack up on those things. And then I weigh out all my food the night before and I just pack it with me and bring it to my job.
You're good to go. Yeah. Love
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
it.
It's great.
So I'm really excited to see like how you progress, as we keep adding that muscle. I love hearing that, right? I'm lifting more weights, I'm getting stronger, and having that plan. How long do you say the workouts last for you?
It depends, sometimes, I know you don't want us to emphasize cardio, but I just need it to stretch. So sometimes I take 20 minutes to walk just to get nice and stretched out before. So if
Yeah.
I do that, it probably takes me an hour, but usually it's only like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do.
Yeah. So, you don't have to work out for, doing multiple, you don't have to do 10 things for your butt, to
Right.
get
Right.
that.
And usually just running errands too, you can get your steps in. I haven't found it all that hard. Sometimes at the end of the day, I'll do a video just to get my steps in, but that's fine by me. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that you've really, really made this work for you, with where you could use that, right? Or some people could use it as an excuse, like, oh, this is going to be really hard, but you've embraced that challenge and just made it work for you. And that's really kind of the gist of the program, because everybody has a different situation. Some people say that because they're at home, it makes it easier to eat junk food. They wish they had a schedule so that they could go to work, and then the people that are at work are like, but I don't have any time to cook, right? And so it's always these challenges. So how do we overcome those challenges? Because everybody has a little challenge, and then how do you make it work? So
yeah, I just think you need to plan a little bit for it. If you plan for it, you can make just about anything work.
Exactly. Yeah. And having it ready. And so, yeah, I loved that picture of all your snacks. So I was like,
Yeah.
so good. So good.
And there's just so many things too that you don't see in the program too. There's so much encouragement from the other people that are doing it with you, and the coaches and the inspiration. And that, I love that rubric you posted. Like, I swear by that rubric. And Sandy and I talked about it too. Sandy, my coach. I love that. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I go, do you have people that aren't successful? And she said, yeah. And she goes, we go back to that rubric. Like, are you getting your steps in? Are you drinking your water? Are you tracking your meals? The people that are doing those things, consistency, see the results. And I
Yeah.
have made that my like mandate. I'm going to be
That's like your little Bible to go.
that in dry January.
Oh, are you doing it? How are we doing with that?
I did great. I'm actually going to finish tomorrow because I have something special coming up this weekend, but I feel like I did a great job.
Awesome. Yeah. I bought Guinness non-alcoholic. I was shocked. Like Bud Zero. I'm like, what? And Coors Light and all that. So I have non-alcoholic Guinness, and I bought some chocolate bitters to put in there to give it a little bit of body.
Sure.
So, and then some non-alcoholic wine. So yeah, I'm going strong with it. So.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I just did a podcast with a sober coach, so that was interesting too. So
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a good experiment. I'll see how long I can pull it through. So I'm not just going to end on January. I don't have anything. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because it is like the community, when you see other people that are going through it, right? Because it seems like, oh, I'm just doing this on my own, right? But you're not. You have your coach there with you, and then you have the calls and seeing other ladies on there. And I think that the information hits a different way each time, right?
Sure.
You learn a little bit more, because here, when you first start, it's like, you don't know what you don't know, right? You just think like, oh, I didn't know that. And then as you start to increase your nutrition, intelligence, then things start to hit a little bit different. Then you're like, okay, that's what that means, right? Okay, that's what front loading protein means.
Right. And my coach Sandy's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what you write on the intake form, but you're like, what do you want in a coach or something? And I said, I want somebody that is extremely empathetic and someone who's just nice. I don't need anyone, harassing me. I just need a kind person. And I'm sure all your coaches are, but to me, she's just been wonderful.
I was very excited because we have like, there might be a couple situations where I'm like, I think you have to have this coach, but it's rare, right? But when I saw that you were with Sandy because she's a nurse, I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
Because it is like a certain challenge, you know, that is a little bit of a challenge. I think that's nice to have that camaraderie so she knows like kind of what that experience is like too.
And
So
she walked the walk and talked the talk. So she knows exactly what I'm going through. Knows
yeah.
exactly what to look for. I wasn't having a good day yesterday. I was extremely hungry. She's like, well, let me look at your food diary. And we talked through it, and she gave me great advice.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
very blessed that I attracted, you know, the coaches that I did that we have in the program. So I'm excited. And
Yeah.
the clients too, you know, it's kind of that energy where we just feed off of each other, right? And it's all positive. And again, you know, not every single person is going to be successful. It's just, you know, the odds are that, you know, it's not going to be 100% success rate, but you know, we do I try to make it as easy as possible, right? And not make it so complicated. And so
But
I'm
you're
just happy.
100% right. It's not hard. It just requires effort.
Effort, yeah.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
I was thinking about that, and no, I told you I love the rubric. I just love that so much. I love that inspiration board we did. What is the correct word for that? What'd you call
That
that?
was the Vivid Vision Board.
I love the vision
Vivid
board. I
Vision.
just thought that was great too. I mean, and the things that we don't see in the coaching calls too are just the daily affirmations. So I downloaded a daily affirmation app, because I just felt like I had all this negative speak about myself all the time. And it really does. It does help to start your day off like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I listen to them as I go for my little walk. So, right, I can't just do a walk, right? It has to be affirmations and the 3 power points that I'm going to do for the day and what am I grateful for? And yeah, so
Right.
little type A here, but I got it all done in 10 minutes.
I know. And it feels good, right? It's a great way
Yeah.
to start your day.
It's a great way to start the day. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time and, I'll let you get to your dinner and thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Kathy.
I will talk to you soon.
All right. Good night.
All right.